Ladies and Corey, today's a big day. We're going to hear who Corey is going to be driving for. The announcement is here. Am I right?
Maybe.
Today is the breaking news episode. We're going to find out what our buddy's doing, and then we can go on with our lives. Lauren, finally, you're going to get to be a mom and do pallet shopping. I'm going to get to catch up on the Kardashians and figure out what I'm doing with my hair. Alexa's going to be able to go to CrossFit. It's going to be a good year in 2022. All things are looking up. But for now, there's 3 episodes.
What are we going to do next year in 2021 then?
We are going to have a podcast at your new boss's fancy studio, and I'm pretty excited about it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, he knows sort of. Lauren, you know he knows what he. Corey, it's enough waiting. You've been dicking around. Twitter wants to know where you're going.
Today's not the day.
He looks terrible. He should not be announcing where he's going looking like that.
No. I don't want this snippet. I don't want this snippet on the interweb.
Hey, listen.
Nobody listens this week. This week's disheveled.
Yeah, it's been crazy. If you guys are just tuning into the world of NASCAR, all the wives and girlfriends are melting down because they've had to go 48 hours without Big Daddy coming home to order the pizza and bop the kids on the knee for 10 seconds. Listen, it's 2 days, man. It's like we've gotten so soft, Lauren. These one-day shows have turned our drivers into candy asses.
Yeah. They've turned us all. We've all gotten spoiled.
Yeah. Yeah, who would have thought that a pandemic and COVID protocols would have made us spoiled in the sense of how long we want to be at the racetrack? I said that yesterday to some guys in NASCAR because the group me chat has been fire this week. We can talk about that here a little bit, but
get into it. I want to hear more about what's happening at the track first, and then we'll get into the racing, because if I see one more tweet from one of you NASCAR boys saying, let's go over to get some burgers, who's with me? Come on, everybody. I imagine you guys just marching around in your rain gear together.
No, everybody kind of does their own thing. I've literally just been it looks like I live in my rental car. Luckily, I got a Ford Expedition. It's pretty nice and big, so it's I got like some room spread out. Yeah, but I've been eating like trash. I've been to Buc-ee's the first time Saturday afternoon. Been back no less than 8 times between. Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's, Daryl?
Yes, Corey. You act like this just got created. For anybody who doesn't know, Buc-ee's is like a huge. How do you even describe it? It's
like Walmart with gas pumps out front, but nicer.
Yeah, and it's got all kinds of snacks and treats and candies, and you can buy anything you need there. But it's located basically for all the campers and everybody, right? Like they know there's a lot of big crowds coming through. It's a one-stop shop for all your travel needs.
You can get a smoker, a Gatorade, a brisket sandwich, strawberry cream cheese croissant, a T-shirt,
a puppet.
A puppet. We could talk about that in a little bit as well. I bought that really for Levi, as anybody who watched the Instagram Live, all 10 people, to Daryl's point, that watched it.
So embarrassed.
Animate the bedtime stories, to get him he's getting a little bored with the same story for the first 7 months of his life. So I got to church it up a little bit. So I thought, what a better way than a Buc-ee's Beaver I don't have it, or I wish I would have, it's in the car, and to animate the storyline of this Guess How Much I Love You story. So you can pick on me all you want to, Daryl. I'm a good dad.
All I'm saying is that I was going about my life yesterday. I took a break from Twitter because of all the drivers being like, it's so boring here. It's so boring. What can we do? I'm so bored. And then on top of that, were all the wives going, we really miss you. We're surviving at home without you. Come home soon. And I was like, okay, I need a break from this because it's making me hate all my friends. And then I get back on and there's a notice from our driver, Corey LaJoy. I'm going to be on an Instagram Live in 20 minutes. I got time. I tuned in. Lauren, we have got to do something about Corey saying yes to every single person that has a cell phone. I feel like he could be at Buc-ee's in aisle 4 and some lady will be like, want to be on my Instagram Live? And Corey's like, yep, I'm in. I got 20 minutes right now. Let me host your Instagram Live. He was with, I guess, a client in Utah. Is that right? Your Built Bar guy?
Yeah, Nick Donor and Built Bar was on there. You know, I'm trying to get these guys on the boat for next year, man. I'll do whatever they want me to do.
All
What
I know.
else does he have to do, Daryl?
Yeah.
You scroll through Instagram for so many hours
That's
because
it.
you see your rental car.
You
You
go
said-
into the motor coach lot and you knock on the most expensive ones and you ask for money, Corey. That's what you should be doing. You should be panhandling the owners for a ride.
Well, the problem is the guys with the most expensive buses also own planes, so those guys actually fly home when it rains, and then they just sit there and watch Bob Pockrass's Twitter updates to see if they have to get back on their plane and fly back.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, we are going to talk about that. So that's another issue. But in the middle of all this, Lauren, there's a puppet show that took place. For anybody who wants to watch it, go on Built Bar's Instagram. Corey was doing baby voices and reenacting bedtime stories with Levi. And I don't. It's too soon. You're too young, Corey. It's too soon for the all shucks dad thing. You know, you got a kid. It's cool, but like, we can't let you get soft. If I see you in Brookdale Village with one of those things, Lauren, where you put the baby in the front,
Bro, I wear that thing around all the time.
and they just dangle like this, like a marionette in sync puppet.
It's the most convenient thing you can do as a dad. Wait till you pop out a kid. You're not going to be sitting wanting to lug around a baby seat the whole time. You want to strap that little sucker to the front. Let him can't go nowhere. You might drop a French fry or two on him if you're walking around, nacho or something. But you know,
you CrossFit and wear medium T-shirts for a reason. You tell Kelly to push that baby around and you show off that physique in case, you know, Mr. Penske's sitting there over at the pizzeria. Like, look at that young man. I want that man to ride my horse, or however you guys talk in NASCAR. Anyways, Lauren, apparently the drivers were flying around in airplanes. The good drivers. Corey's probably not going to tell us who, but is this for real? People jumped in their airplanes and helicopters and pieced out of Texas?
Not helicopters, because it's a hell of a long helicopter ride from Texas to Charlotte. But from what I understand, there were multiple drivers that loaded their planes up and flew back to Charlotte Sunday night. So I'm not going to name names, but people can probably guess the majority of them. I think that there was probably close to five, maybe six, all of which own their own planes, obviously.
All right, so we got Chase, we got Denny, Lauren. Who else has planes? We know some of these guys. Eric Jones has a plane, which is bizarre.
Kevin.
He probably sold that one a little bit. I would imagine that his salary at the 43 is not quite jet friendly.
Okay, so wait. So Alex Bowman stayed around. We saw all those tweets, and you're running around Buc-ee's. What happens if NASCAR sees a break in the sunshine for 5 hours and says, hey, let's fire it up. We can get this thing done.
That's the risk. I mean, if you're sitting there on your couch in Cornelius, North Carolina, and the mist stops for 3 hours or so, we were close last night to getting going. NASCAR made it was like, all right, we're going to try to go at 8 or whatever time they made. And the track was 3/4 dry. And then as soon as they got it to where it was the cars were about to be pushed up to the pit road, they started like the misting again. Like, I've never seen it like mist. It's like just water in the air. It's like the weirdest thing ever. I've never actually, I mean, the only time I've ever seen anything like it is like Niagara Falls, when you take like that little boat, like on Bruce Almighty, where he's on the boat in Niagara Falls. Like, that's what it's like. It's just like this water in the air just floating around. It's kind of dumb, but I get nervous when I run across. I literally can go from the infield watching it, a wet track, drive across the street to Chick-fil-A. I'm nervous not being inside the track for 12 minutes. I couldn't imagine being in a different state at least 2 hours away from being at the racetrack. I don't know. What's it worth, Daryl or Lauren or Alexa?
By the way, Alexa's back, everybody. Hello, Alexa. We're happy to have you.
We have reverted back to Zoom. Mother Nature has pushed us to lengths we never wanted to reach again. But that's another topic of the group chat. Everybody's bitching that, why don't NASCAR just call it and bring us back on Thursday so everybody can fly home? NASCAR's like, man, we got to get it. We got to try to get it in no matter if there's a window between now and Thursday afternoon, we're taking it. It doesn't matter if it's 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. We're racing. And it's the people that have the $2 million Newell buses to hang out in, God forbid, for 2 days, are the ones that are complaining about it the most. I just find that's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an enjoyable experience, don't get me wrong, but there's also a lot worse places on the schedule to get stuck at for 3 extra days,
Yeah.
poking up.
At least there's some food options around
Right.
you.
I mean, I literally went to In-N-Out as my Twitter was blowing up last night because people have either a strong hatred or a strong love for In-N-Out. I went and got In-N-Out. I tried to give it a legitimate shot. Every time I go to Vegas, I just go because people love it so much. Maybe they're just having a bad day the first 12 times I've been there. Got an In-N-Out burger, went 2 doors down to Whataburger, backed it, no bias, and Whataburger took the cake, wasn't even close.
I believe that.
But Daryl, if you had a plane and you were sitting here and it was misting from Sunday afternoon until what's today? Wednesday, yesterday night, would you fly home or would you just hang out in your $1 million bus and just play video games?
Well, Corey, I'm what they call a regular American, so I would consider myself still at work. So I would probably just stay there until I was done working.
Yeah.
Since I wasn't supposed to go home. But also, there's also if I was in a position to have a private plane, I think I would do my best to use it sparingly right now because there's celebrities left and right getting smashed on social media for what they call tone deafness.
Wait, before we go to that, I just want to know what happens if one of these drivers doesn't make it back?
Right, that's the thing. I think they know, Lauren, that they're not going to not race without Denny Hamlin.
Oh, dude, they would pull right out, find somebody else to drive it.
Come on.
Oh, I mean, a brass from NASCAR in that group chat says, "Go ahead and leave. Let me know how that works for you."
Is the theory that I could call you from my plane and be like, "Hey, is the track still wet?" And you would say yes. And then I would know I still have at least 4 hours. Like they know the track drying time and everything like that.
Relative. I mean,
is that the idea?
What's the stress worth though? Like if you go home, fly home just because you can, and you sit on your couch and you're locked to your phone, scrolling, updating Twitter constantly to make sure the track's not drying. Why wouldn't you just rather just stay in your bus and not spend $12,000 in jet fuel to get back and forth?
You can't have any visitors because of COVID restrictions now in the
Oh yeah, that might do it.
But if you're at your house.
Are you talking about side chicks, Lauren?
No, God, no. I'm just talking about your friends, Daryl.
But now I would fly, say, from Dallas to somewhere closer. I wouldn't mind taking my jet an hour, to do something fun or maybe an appearance or make some money. If I had a Built Bar guy an hour away and I could jump on the plane and do a quick appearance or a quick something.
Even that is still.
But yeah, that's still sketchy. And it's too stressful probably, but I think they know.
Because it's not raining. It's like the mist just comes, it's literally stops for 45 minutes, nothing. And then it starts whipping in the breeze. And then it just slowly lands on the windshield or on the racetrack. It's like the most depressing weather of all time.
But so when they were saying, "Hey, we're going to try to go at 8:30," in your driver chat, were people like, "Oh shit"?
There were still people in the air, so in the group me looking at it with their Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Oh my God. And so then what? They just say, "Turn it around. We're going home."
They would probably out imagine stay the night in their bus last night.
Now, Alexa's been in this before because you guys do broadcast stuff. Doesn't everybody normally want to go home? We've seen it before. The radar is red and green and all the bad colors, and people want to go home. But you guys don't get dismissed just because the weather's a brewing. You've had to stay in markets before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think last year I was part of 4 or 5 rain delays, and you literally just sit if I was there for the truck race on Sunday, and it was supposed to be sunny and 70 degrees, and then it was way colder than we thought it would be. So I was unprepared. I was shivering so bad in the booth. My fingers were numb. I couldn't press the buttons to talk to everybody. And if we would just be sitting there we would be at the track, sitting in the booth, just waiting, staring at each other.
For days.
Mm-hmm. We'd have to be at the track no matter what.
Now, it was a year ago. Do you remember how many tweets you fired off about how bored you were to have a job and, having to be at work? Do you remember how many tweets you put out in that 24-hour period of having to be at work an extra day?
Well, I don't tweet, but.
Uh-huh. Corey, what's going on with these drivers? What happened? How did you guys get so soft? How do we go from Tim Richmond to this? To my Wi-Fi's down, to I've already seen the Sandlot. What's happening with you guys?
We're far removed from that. We are not in the days of Tim Richmond anymore. Now, if Tim Richmond had social media, there's no telling what might have happened. I mean, he did what he did with no social media. So I don't know if we should celebrate that or we should discourage that. But I guess if it's just, you're literally on Twitter scrolling anyways, so you might as well talk about how bored you are scrolling through Twitter with your own tweet to add to everybody else's tweets about Twitter. And you try to figure out how to one up and get more retweets than somebody else's previous tweet about being bored on Twitter. So like that's the game we're playing right now.
Corey,
I have a question. If you guys don't race until tomorrow, say you get like through stage 1 today and you're racing tomorrow, how does that affect your prep for Martinsville?
My prep doesn't necessarily change. I'll watch film and do the normal stuff, but I would imagine that there's some parts from this car that has to go onto the Martinsville car for, since we don't have a whole lot of doubles or triples of things, but there's 6 or 7 guys back at the shop that are building Martinsville car, but they also got to build the Phoenix car too, because the Phoenix car's got to leave on Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm not sure. I'm sure that the team guys are, a little bit aggravated with being here for three extra days. And then if we race tonight on Wednesday night, those guys will be back working Thursday after lunch for like a half day. So like the road guys are the ones, like the drivers can complain all they want to. The crew guys are the ones sitting in the rental cars, sitting in the lounge. Like they have nowhere to go. At least, like I can go, there's a nice gym at the Speedway Club, the Texas House. I can go there and work out. So there's like a lot more amenities, if you will, for a driver. So, but the problem is those are the only ones you see complaining about it.
I see one.
The crew guys didn't pack overnight.
Oh. And I got lucky because I had to come out on Saturday afternoon for some Sluder stuff we did all day. So this was the first time I think since March I packed like an actual suitcase. It's usually just a backpack with a change of socks. But I brought a couple pairs of shirts, a couple pairs of pants. So luckily I'm in good shape when it comes to that. But there's a Tanger Outlets right across the street from the track. So if you do need something, you're not too far away from some Nike pants or some boxer shorts like these.
Wow.
Thoughts and prayers.
These are the Buc-ee's boxer shorts. I just thought that I needed a pair of Buc-ee's boxer shorts, to be honest with you. I don't know if I could do life without them after I saw them.
Wow.
Kelly can't wait for you to come in the front door. Somebody hold me up.
Guys have Buc-ee's briefs. That's just how it works.
Lauren, this is out of control. And the tweet that I saw that just broke my heart. I don't know if you guys saw this. You might have seen it, Corey. Did you see Joey Logano? Joey Logano reached out to Eddie Gossage and asked if there's anything he could do to help. He said he'll drive the jet dryer. Pressed further about his activities at Texas during the downtime, Logano said, I don't know if you guys realize, but I don't have many friends at the racetrack.
Aww.
This isn't okay, guys. Joey Logano should have some. Corey, you're running around buying boxers and being on FaceTime of Abigail from aisle 3. Why are you not over with Joey Logano being a good friend?
Now he might be playing the little tiny violin a little bit at that point. Because we went to dinner on Monday night, so he at least had one friend at the racetrack, that being me. We went to, well, I offered Panda Express because I love Panda Express. He does not like food court food, to his point. So next door there was this place called Nuke's Eatery. He can get his whatever, Cobb salad and whatever else he eats. And I got Panda Express, so I walked back over there to eat with him. So Joey at least has one friend at the racetrack.
Wow.
Alexa, could I ask you a question? I'm so glad you're here because I know these people. Alexa,
Yeah.
You do CrossFit. You take care of yourself.
I work out. I don't do CrossFit.
All right, you don't do CrossFit, but you're working out hard.
Yeah.
If I see one more video of Haley Deegan flipping tires as tall as herself, or Harrison Burton pulling up his 110-pound frame to get ready to be a race car driver, yet every driver goes to In-N-Out, Whataburger, fried Panda Express. What are they doing to their temple by eating all that crap, Alexa? Tell them they're wasting their workouts.
I mean, I work out a lot. I run. I do spin. I do weight training, but I will mess up some Taco Bell. So it's so good.
We can't all eat like Lauren. Some of us athletes have to be clean eating. Corey, you can't eat that crap.
I can't all keep this trim physique.
I'll tell you how my theory on working out is this. I work out so I can eat Panda Express.
Right.
I'm not trying to get like beach body 6-pack abs. I'm a dad. I can pull the dad bod card anytime that I want to. So the only way you can get to that dad bod pinnacle of a body shape is to eat Panda Express and In-N-Out and Whataburger. I don't eat In-N-Out, it just sucks, but Whataburger. Buc-ee's breakfast burritos are great, by the way.
You work for Buc-ee's now? What's going on?
I'm trying to get a sponsorship, man. I'm trying to throw it out there. But the place is like great. It's like Disneyland, but with stuff.
I wouldn't care about all the workout videos you guys post if we could see some good fights once in a while. But if I see one more shoving slap match, what is all these hours in the gym if nobody throws a left hook?
That's a great segue truck race and those kids fighting each other.
That's what I do. I'm the Segway king.
Flipping each other off. Like, man, that really got your point across, Christian. With the double bird, man, I could see the intensity in your eyes, and then sitting outside waiting on him to get out of the back of his trailer. So the truck race was before ours, and NASCAR apparently loves now to fire off 3:30 start times for the Cup Series for whatever reason. In which case, that's when all the rain comes pretty much every time that we're somewhere. So they fire off the truck race, doubleheader for the fans. The fans got to come out to their first truck race available to the fans all year. They came out. I think there was 25,000 people. Anyways, there seemed like a lot compared to what we have been having at the racetrack. And then those kids, some adults, being Johnny Sauter, continued to just wreck and wreck and wreck. So two guys getting into it, two guys that were in the playoffs, Ben Rhodes, who drives for Thor Sport, and Christian X drives for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Through behind-the-scenes knowledge, Christian X called Thor Sport this past week asking if they had a truck available, and fast forward to Sunday afternoon, that deal got pulled off the table. So Christian, I don't know what they were doing. They were racing each other hard, right? It was coming down to the wire. And Ben Rhodes come out of turn 4, and he just hooked the left and right rear quarter paneled Chris Ekins in defense. Pretty much ended his day, I guess. I don't know if he finished or not. I think he did. I think he ended his day. So then, fast forward to the last lap, his teammate, Christian X teammate, what's his name? Do either three of you know these guys? Chandler Smith.
Are you talking about the truck series?
Yeah.
Why would we watch the truck series?
Because this one was actually entertaining.
Corey, we're not like you. We have lives. Tell them, Lauren. We do stuff outside of NASCAR.
All right, so we'll talk about that after the truck race. Chandler Smith is Christian X's teammate, Kyle Busch Motorsports. He wrecks the truck that wrecked his teammate.
By the way, I'm joking. If you were in the truck series, we would watch the truck series. But you're not in the truck series.
No, you wouldn't. But so in the process of Chandler Smith wrecking Ben Rose, it caught up Josh Balicki driving some truck, right?
From Wisconsin. I love Josh.
Yep, Josh is actually a pretty good dude and pretty good driver. So,
Daryl did not take his Adderall today.
Don't you love Josh Buc-ee?
I do.
No, I'm on cup number 3, Lauren, because I have a meeting today.
So, Josh Rayum, the owner of the 33 truck that got caught up like as an innocent bystander, he gets on there and says, if ThorSport doesn't have a truck at his shop on Monday, then he's going to race his truck and then make sure he wrecks every single ThorSport truck in Martinsville this weekend. I thought that was actually pretty funny. So then there was like the memeable picture everybody's been seeing on the internet with Christian Eckes holding 2 middle fingers to Ben Rhodes with that mean mugging face on. And then apparently after the race, Christian Eckes went down to Ben Rhodes' trailer and they got in a little pushing match. No punches were thrown, but they were just 2 little kids that weigh 140 pounds aggravated with each other after wrecking their expensive trucks. That was my take on the truck race. And that was really about it. That's about the only racing we've seen, actually.
I will say Stuart Friesen had a good line after he and Johnny Sauter got into it, and he said that clearly Johnny Sauter ran out of talent in 2007 when he lost his truck ride or his cup ride. So that one made me laugh pretty hard.
And that is a zinger, because I'm sure that one probably still stings a little bit. Now he's a professional truck series driver, making the same mistakes as he made 10 years ago. But that's another topic for another day. Joe Shear, Johnny's crew chief, actually was cussing at him for wrecking as well. Joe Shear got on the radio and says, yeah, that was your fault. I thought you knew better than that, but I guess you don't. So there doesn't seem like there's very chippy, happy attitudes over at the ThorSport camp. We'll see how that transpires into Martinsville. So that should be pretty exciting.
Did you see the video of like the shoving in between the haulers?
No, I saw the video I saw. They were kind of like it was broken up by the time they started filming.
We're due for a real fight. We have not had a good fight.
And the truck series always delivers the best fights.
Yes, that is true. Now, I don't know if I would mess with Haley Deegan flipping those tires upside down. I think that you probably can't beat up I don't think she's even 18. Is she 18 yet? I don't think you can punch it. I don't think you definitely can't punch a girl.
I mean,
that'd be a bad idea.
Equal rights, though. You can shove. You can shove each other a little, right?
The big boys fight like the big boys, I guess. But I wouldn't be the one. I wouldn't be lining up first in line to do it.
That was Danica's move always. She would just kind of shove. She would do like a little shove, right?
Yeah, and like, what are you gonna do? Like, okay, so I can't punch you in the face. Feel bad about punching a mouse.
She's over there with her moon rocks in Arizona right now. That girl is lost another relationship, guys. It's tough out there in the dating world during COVID. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
He's sad.
So is there anything else that you want to cover as far as racing talk, Corey? Because for once, you can't go on and on about what happened on the track. This is a nice little break for you.
I mean, we've only seen you better 51 or was it 52 laps or so of the Cup race so far. Hopefully, by the time this is released, the full Cup race has come out. But the only thing really exciting so far is Kevin Harvick got damaged. He drove into the fence out of 2 when the track was somewhat still misty. He was the first one to get it. So that I'm sure he's going to recover, and they're going to plan to fix it. But he's not going to be in contention for the win. I do think if I was betting on a dark horse today or whenever we do race, Jimmy is fast. So this might be Jimmy Johnson's one final time. But who wouldn't love to see that? The place where they named the victory lane after you because you've been there so much, Jimmy Johnson victory lane, to see Jimmy Johnson there in his last race. It would just seem right.
We love him.
Love to see it.
Love to see it. Oh, he announced a sponsor for the IndyCar deal too, Carvana. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. IndyCar.
That's cool. That is cool. Alexa, isn't that cool?
So cool.
So cool.
Let's go to break.
We need to reset.
You're being Daryl Downer. We got to get you Daryl Upper.
We'll go to break.
Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina is redefining the drive-thru coffee game in Race City, USA. The Clutch experience is fast, friendly, and delicious. Clutch Coffee Bar offers signature lattes and mochas, custom flavored infused energy drinks, smoothies, and more. You can also order our signature Clutch Coffee beans online and have them shipped directly to you. Go to clutchcoffeebar.com or visit our 2 locations in Mooresville, 356 Williamson Road and 154 West Plaza Drive. Power up today with Clutch Coffee Bar.
And we're back. Sunday Money, guys. I'm going to miss this. You know, people keep calling me Daryl Downer, but I haven't been a downer since July or June. I've been nice. And thanks for being so nice to my friend Steven last week. He got a big kick out of that. He thought you guys were great.
We like him better than you.
Yeah, and he didn't understand why the show was ending. He's like, you guys seem to really like each other. You're having fun. I said, we're being paid to pretend we like each other. Corey fired me in June, and luckily he doesn't have enough power to end my contract. So I have 3 episodes left, and then I'll go on, and you'll see Eric Estep and Corey LaJoy and Kelly. I heard Kelly is going to be on his podcast, Lauren. So you're out too.
Wow.
Those are wild.
Shame.
Well, I do yoga first thing in the morning, and then I get my chia seeds out and I make my smoothie. Well, actually, I go to Smoothie King because you guys don't even go to Smoothie King. That's like too lowbrow. You go to like Clean Juice.
Nectar, yeah. Okay.
They pay an extra $4 so that they don't have a smoothie.
Down the street from the house too, so there's no Smoothie King within walking distance.
You don't seem stressed though, because every comment people I'm just teasing your wife, by the way. I know she didn't like me, but everybody in the comments keeps asking you when this announcement's coming, but you don't seem very stressed out. I gotta hand it to you. You're letting Jesus take the wheel. You don't seem that worried about any of this.
That's it. That's how I live my life. Drive Jesus, just driving around. Yeah, I mean, I think we're on like the 99-yard line. We just got to make sure that we hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch instead of try to throw it. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I think it'll be a pretty good deal. Not going to announce it today. Sorry for everybody who's been listening for the last 45 minutes. Because it's not officially done yet, but it's as done as you can be without physically putting a name on a piece of paper.
I want to go back to the comments that we were talking about people being out of touch, because I think it's an interesting discussion. And also for any haters out there, we don't have a lot of racing stuff to talk about. So this will be nice to talk about something else. Lauren, I went to an art show at a little boutique gallery with my girlfriend, and Jimmy Johnson was there because he's in the art world.
Right.
And, he came up and he was talking, and it was really nice to see him. And he says to my girlfriend, "Hi, I'm Jimmy," and introduced himself, and he hung out. He didn't seem like in a hurry. And then, he did his thing. And I remember thinking, this guy's worth $400 million. And you wouldn't know it. He's just as cordial and nice and down to earth. And I'm Jimmy, not Jimmy Johnson, not the race car driver. He didn't have his ring on, his rings. What is it, 7?
Yeah.
He just said, "Hey, I'm Jimmy." And it made an impression on her. That's somebody that's down to earth, right? It's okay to be obscenely wealthy if you can be down to earth. But this Kim Kardashian thing blew up on the internet because she rented an island, flew all her people there for her 40th birthday so they could feel normal for, I don't know, a weekend or a week. And people were like, "Dude, you're tone deaf. You're tone deaf." Now race fans are thinking, what does that have to do with racing? Because what was so funny about it is it literally happened. And then the next thing that happened was, while the internet's burning her up for saying that she's, enjoying a normal weekend, it turned into a meme. And then all our race car drivers started talking about how difficult it is to have to sit in a bus for 48 hours, 24 hours with cable, with satellite, with internet, with side chicks, so Lauren says. I mean, it was just pretty outrageous. And Corey, being a man of the people, you must have an opinion on this, because some of your friends are obscenely wealthy compared to what you're pulling in. Do you ever feel like the poor Corey who has, not able to keep up with the Joneses or the Johnsons?
I mean, it's easy to look at all around in the deal a lot and say, man, I don't have a motorhome to begin with, but I damn sure can't afford a Prevost or a Newell's like some of these guys. And you can get wrapped up in that if you really allow yourself to. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, compared to, I don't know, guys that build seats for my dad, right? Like, I know what those guys make. I make a considerable amount more than like that. So my way of living is great. So like, it's all about trying to keep the right perspective. But if you surround yourself by going over to your, if I go over to Joey's house and I'm like, man, this is a nice house. I go back to my townhouse. I'm like, man, this sucker is a little small. Let me start looking at houses. Like, I got to be in the right frame of mind to not buy stuff that I can't afford. And I've been lucky enough I can't afford a lot of things, but you got to live within your means. But to the point about being tone deaf to other people that are struggling, especially right now, financially and emotionally and mentally, it's, it's easy to say poor Corey or poor me. I'm stuck in Texas for an extra 3 days, but like, there's a lot of people doing a lot worse. And I'm staying in a sweet hotel. I got a gym. I can go across the street and get breakfast. Like, I'm doing pretty good.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask Lauren, because Lauren, there's a famous preacher in North Carolina who built an $11 million house. And when it came out that he built an $11 million house, everybody was like, you're a preacher. This is kind of crazy. He's like, hey, it's from book sales. And they're like, how much did you make on your book sales? He's like, don't worry about it. None of your business. The point is, like, that was a little tone deaf, right? Because like, you have this congregation. But I always looked at it like the same way I look at the Kardashians or Jimmy Johnson. You earned that money. So is it tone deaf when you saw the Kardashian tweets or any of the driver tweets? Did you think it was tone deaf to what's going on? You are the palate queen. You are the voice of reason in this argument.
Yeah, so true. I think I understand. I feel like the drivers, that to me that's okay. You're allowed to be bored. You're allowed, no matter how much money you have, you're allowed to sit in your car and be bored. The Kim K thing, a little tone deaf. Not that she tries to be relatable, because she's not, but that was on another level. And not to mention, there's no way that one of those people is not going to get the coronavirus.
Explain to the listeners who are race fans that don't care about the Kardashians what she did.
She's the first lady of America. Tell her, Lauren.
Yeah, soon. Well, no, I think Daryl said it. He said that she rented a private island for we don't really know how long, and then flew all of her pals out there, and she had a great 40th birthday, and they took pictures. And woo.
Like, did they rent out a hotel or something?
They rented out the island, the entire island, all the restaurant, all the everything, Yeah.
There's probably accommodations there.
Yeah, so like that's what I'm wondering. Like, the good thing is the chefs got paid, the security got paid, the pilots got paid, the airline company got paid, the island everyone made money on this deal, so that's a good thing. I think our drivers could be using some of their rain delay to give away some money. Corey, did you ever think about giving away a couple hundo? Little money grab?
I mean, yeah, I gave a couple hundo to Apple yesterday when I bought this MacBook Pro. Capitalism at its finest. But I mean, what do you have for ideas where you would want just drivers to stand out on the side of the road and pass out $100 bills, Daryl?
That's a great marketing plan right there. No, you can be like, hey, you give away all kinds of stuff. You give away hats, and I don't know, what's the difference? You give away
perfect example. Glad you brought this up. You were hating on my Instagram live video earlier because you said only 9 people were watching it. Well, one of those 9 people was actually a fan at the racetrack. One of them was you. One of them was probably Kelly. The other one was a fan that was sitting around in the freezing ass cold. Apparently pulled up Instagram, clicked on it. He walked down wherever he was from, and he saw where I was parked with my rental car in the middle of 3 and 4, like up against the fence. And he was like on the outside of the track, like waving at me. So I got him. I don't know if you saw that or not. Got him on, like, turn the phone around. He's there waving back at me. Got him, shooting him. It's like Inception. So when I got done with the Instagram live video, I had an extra hat sitting in my rental car, signed the hat, walked it up, and gave it to him. So you might think that we're all sitting here cooped up, not worried about the fans. I'm out there, people's champ, making dreams come true.
I could just hug you.
That's what we need to hear.
But did I put up a tweet about it? No. Did I put up a Instagram story? No. Because you know who cares?
You told us right now.
Me and him and the 10,000 people that listen to this show.
By the way, the show's doing good. And so that is a question that keeps coming to Corey. Have you decided if you're going to, at least, you won't tell us where you're driving, but have you decided if you're going to keep going in the entertainment biz? Are you going to keep doing Sirius XM?
I don't know what I'll be doing. I would like that if the opportunity is available. I think, MRN's got some things and NASCAR's got some things and Sirius got some things, but why can't I do all of them, Daryl? I mean, if they ask, I'll just say yes to all of them.
Yeah, like you already.
Right. I'm used to it.
No matter what, can you just give us some hints? Like, will you have good fuel pumps next year?
No guarantees, but they can't be any worse than ones I've had this year.
Were you surprised? You know what you haven't talked about? You haven't talked about Archie closing half the season down.
That was interesting. Yeah, he sold his equity stake in the 32 charter to, I thought was an interesting pair, Matt Tifft and BJ McLeod. Joe Falk, who owns
how much does that go for?
Macho Man BJ McLeod. I don't know. It's way above my pay grade to assume that, but it was the assets of, the trailer and the cars and the parts and stuff like that. So, and the percentage of the charter, I don't know how much that percentage of the charter is worth, but it was a multi-million-dollar exchange, I would imagine.
Matt Tifft, who knew?
Yeah, I mean, he obviously has a little bit of family money and wants to get back into the sport in some form or fashion. I don't think that he's cleared to drive. I don't think he could do that with those seizures that he had, but I think Macho Man BJ McLeod's going to suit up.
How do you call Macho Man BJ McLeod?
I call him out to his face all the time. He literally looks like a pro wrestler.
He sure does.
So that was interesting news this past week. I thought we talked about it last week, though.
No, because I don't think it had happened yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of knew that was coming for a couple of weeks. I think they were trying to line up some jobs for everybody that was working over there. I hope everybody lands somewhere. But it's hard to come by right now.
There was also a poll that we saw that said Bubba Wallace is going to be the most recognizable NASCAR driver. How do you feel about that, Corey and Lauren? Your high school classmate, world famous, most notable NASCAR driver with 0 wins.
Well, we do have to give a shout out before we talk about hypotheticals. We have to talk about the most famous high school graduate last night won the World Series and the MVP, Corey Seager, plays shortstop for the Dodgers. That is a cool claim to fame for the high school.
That's from your high school?
Yeah, Corey Seager. He was the youngest of 3 brothers who all played baseball. Kyle plays, the oldest plays third for the Mariners. So shout out to Corey Seager. I think he was a freshman when we were a senior, Lauren. Yep. And he's a stud, and he just happened to win the MVP of the World Series. So kudos to him. Now,
I feel like I'm getting further down the list of most famous graduates of Northwest Cabarrus High School. Like,
you're getting further down the list?
Yeah.
Do you think you're still in the top 5?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say probably like Corey Seager, you.
No, I'm barely in the top 5.
Like Corey, Bubba, me, then you probably. And then I don't know who the 5th is.
Yeah, Corey Seager, specify. Corey Seager, Lauren, Bubba.
Yeah.
Probably somebody who works for a tech company, and then me. I'm on the back end of the top 5.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you see his commercial, the Bubba Wallace commercial that came out?
I did see the commercial, the Root Insurance commercial.
How do you feel about this action movie filmed by the same people that made James Bond? No, I don't know if that's true, but
it was something.
Mm-hmm.
It was captivating.
It was well done. Great.
I think. Are you guys friends? Do you talk to him?
Yeah, I talked to Bo.
Well, what's the deal? What's going on over there? I mean, I feel like you guys, have been buds forever, but I feel like you don't bring it up like that you guys talk right now. What's he got to say?
He's got commercials and stuff to shoot right now, so you don't have a lot of time to talk to me.
Come on, Daryl.
But he texts me every now and then, asks if I get the deal done or how that stuff's coming to fruition. But
are you going to tell Bubba before you tell us?
I mean, Bubba knows as much as you guys do.
Lauren, it's going to be Christmas, and he's going to put out a little tweet that's going to be like, just want to say I'm so excited. Can't wait to get it going in 2021. Corey, we need to throw you a party.
I don't need a full production because I want to get on the racetrack and make it happen. I don't need the full-blown show car, lights going off, old car races in the background.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTire.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the Tire Tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Okay, hypothetical then. You sign your deal. It's 2021. We're getting ready for Daytona. Your new team says the new president of the United States, Donald Trump, assuming he wins, wants to advertise for the Daytona 500. Now you've been around this merry-go-round. What do you say to your new team?
Because I would say refer to Section 13, list number C. When I specifically wrote in political ads, I have the first right of refusal to say whether or not it can.
Never again, huh?
No.
Too much headache?
It's not worth it, man. I lost out on a lot of potential partners, and it was a media black eye, regardless of who I vote for. I wouldn't have volunteered to wear a MAGA hat to walk through Target, let alone be the guy that wears a fire suit on national television. And it did me a lot more negativity than it did positive.
Do you think it hurt your negotiations as you've been trying to find rides?
It hurt negotiations with companies who didn't want to polarize, right? Be in a politicized position. So there was a handful of companies that we were fairly down the road with that just cut it off, whether or not they're, of a different political view. They just didn't want to be involved with the Trump guy. Just for
tell him to come on back. We've all forgot about that now.
Yeah, I know, but it's hard to get him back on the boat because everybody's waiting to see what the election shakes out like, anyways, right? But it's hard to rekindle those once the damage was done.
Yeah, I can't wait to get on an airplane next week after the election happens.
I'm so
it'll be like
fly together and hold hands or something.
Yeah,
I want to wear a helmet.
Text me your flight number.
I think I have to book it today. So, hey, Corey, on the Dale Jr. download this week, the rumor is it's Kyle Larson.
What's that?
As a guest.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, on the Dale Jr. download. Do we think there's an announcement coming?
I would, yeah. I don't know if Kyle will be the first one to announce it, but maybe. Maybe.
The pieces, they're all.
The dominoes, they're falling. I told you, the first one, second one, he's about to the fourth one. It's coming. It's not a matter of if it happens. He's going to be driving for Hendrick Motorsport.
What's your message to all the people that got the 88 tattoos that are out there?
Well, I'm not so sure that they got the 88 tattoos, and we're excited to see Junior leave the 88 regardless. But it can be a relic. It's like an old school T-shirt or a hat, but you just can't take it off, I guess.
Vintage.
What about the fact that Alex Bowman's entire social platform is Alex Bowman 88 on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere?
Luckily, NASCAR has some pull. They can probably just change that one digit to a 4.
Is that true, Lauren?
Sure. Corey knows more.
Well,
so when I first years ago, when I first was getting on Twitter, somebody had Corey LaJoy taken already. So we were down there in Daytona for the preseason social media, just whatever like that more or less speech or the whole slideshow deal they show. And the lady from Twitter was there, and she's like, "Let me help you get you set up." And I'm like, "Yeah, I got like Corey LaJoy 07 or something." And she's like, no, you need Corey LaJoy. So she just went in there and wiped that guy's account out. Okay, here you go. Here's your name. So yeah, they have the pull to do that stuff. Just like they have the pull to censor anything that they don't want to see in the presidential race right now.
Let's pick our clutch performer, guys.
Okay. I think you can only give it to the Air Titan guys.
I agree.
Those guys are going to be sore with all the laps they're making around.
That's cheesy. Come on.
How's that cheesy? Those guys are putting the work in.
Corey hasn't done any work this week.
I have done zero.
None of the race car drivers are doing anything.
Nope.
just tweeting about how bored they are. So I think the Air Titan guys get it.
Who else should get it? Who do you think, Daryl?
Matt Tift for hiding that money for so long. I've known that dude since he came in this. I didn't know he had millions in his pocket. That's a clever boy right there.
How do you think that he was driving for Gibbs for 2 years and then he went and drove Cup Series?
I didn't really pay attention until you told me all the dark secrets in the world of NASCAR.
Do you think that he was just a hired guy?
Yeah, I thought he just got hired on merit. I didn't realize this was I didn't know what was happening. Yeah. You know how many pallets you'd have to sell to be able to buy charters? I mean, Lauren, this is years of work.
Yeah.
Not everybody can just write a check. This ain't no, I think Noah Gregson for saying the F word on TV. I think that is who gets the clutch performer.
He did say the F word, yeah.
Yes, he did.
I said he did say the F word.
Oh.
That actually brought up an interesting topic too, because Daryl Jr. last night on his Instagram story says he screenshotted somebody's tweet of might have been Pockers's of NASCAR confirming that there's not going to be any points or monetary fines for that, and he was pissed off because in 2004 he said shit and was fined I think points and money. So he's like, are we going to be consistent or not? But this is new age NASCAR.
Yeah, time to change, Dale Jr. You can fight off the F word, anything.
Whatever you want, let it fly. Now that doesn't mean that Bass Pro Shops or Black Rifle Coffee is going to be particularly excited about it when that happens. But those are the repercussions that they're going to have to deal with. I don't think NASCAR should be the one slapping the hands as much as the sponsors that he is wearing on his chest or on his head with a hat represents. I'm sure
proud of it. I liked it. That was some passion coming out of him there.
Passion. Just we didn't even talk about that, but he straight up gave that Xfinity race up.
Was that the famous "Daddy did it, don't mean shit"? Daddy did it, don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. Was that the famous?
Maybe. I don't know.
When they're like, "Hey, congrats! Look at you did this. Daddy did it 5 times. Don't mean shit." You remember that?
Oh yeah, it might have been a Victory Lane. Yeah, it might have been that Victory Lane interview at Talladega.
Yeah, that was a great interview.
I'm sure somebody can listen and pull up that and tag us on Sunday Money. But
so I would give it to Noah Gregson for wearing his heart on his sleeve.
I wouldn't know, because it's called the Performer of the Week. He was upset because he did not perform when the pressure was on, so he does not get the coveted Clutch Performer of the Week.
He pretended to be upset when the cameras were on.
I believe he was truly upset. I believe he was truly upset because he gave up his ticket to Phoenix, which JRM has really strong cars at Phoenix, so he had a chance to win the championship, and he coughed it up. So,
all right, Air Titan's fine. Go for it.
He does not get the Clutch Performer of the Week. You have to earn that. And
all right, what about Kelly?
Reed.
So the Air Titans drivers, they get the Clutch Performer of the Week. You can order your Clutch Coffee beans at clutchcoffeebar.com, located in Mooresville, North Carolina. Stop by anytime. All the stuff, the deal, clutchcoffeebar.com.
That was great.
I don't know if I told you guys, I've driven an Air Titan. Did I tell you that, Corey?
No.
Yeah, I got to drive an Air Titan for a feature back when I used to do NASCAR TV.
How'd that go?
It's cool. It actually sucks the water up.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that it blows like air down, and there's a part that does, but it sucks. There's like these huge vacuums, and it sucks water into the tank.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does?
It's got these huge suctions, like a big ass wet vac, and it like sucks the water in, and then on the back is where the air gets blown down.
The jet dryers blow it off. The air Titans suck it up.
No.
Science.
You didn't know that?
No. That's not true.
We're teaching you everything today. We taught you how to do Zoom.
So, there might be a sucker on the Air Titan, but the thing in the back, that is blowing. That is not sucking.
Yeah.
It blows and sucks at the same time.
That's impressive. You usually have to pay extra for that. But
I love humor like this. This is like great. I love you guys.
That's not they push the water, and then the jet dryer they heat the asphalt to dry it out.
No, it sucks the water up. There's a huge holding tank in those big trucks. If you open the little door, go out there. You're at the track. Go out there and pull the little door, and it's full of water.
No, I don't want to.
Okay. So that's our clutch performer of the week. Congratulations to you, hardworking Air Titan drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, we got to probably get out of here soon, but we do have some really good reviews, Lauren. Have you seen?
Yeah, I saw.
They keep rolling in. You want to read one? I like when you read them.
Yeah, sure. I'll read one.
All right.
It's called Woo by FR9 Ford. I'm here for the sticker Corey promised.
Corey.
Come on. I've been listening to GCE. Is that even still a thing?
So they left you hanging, guys.
Boring, but since it started, Blaney and Corey are my two favorites. When I found out Sunday Money was a thing, I jumped on it immediately, and I have been listening to it more often than GCE. The three hosts work great together. Corey is great all around. I like Daryl no matter what anyone says, and Lauren is also wonderful. Keep up the great work. This is also the only podcast I've ever reviewed, so there's that. Thank you, FR9 Ford.
5 stars. 5 stars.
FR9 Ford. That's the FR9. He must be a Ford. That's the NASCAR engines.
Corey, can you please give that guy a sticker?
No, I can't afford to give a sticker right now. I'm unemployed.
You should spend $1,000 and get every driver's kid their own Buc-ee puppet. And you'll be like the most popular uncle at the racetrack.
Yeah.
J. Frawl 27, 2021. 5 stars. This podcast best be back in 2021, or MRN might be getting emails daily to get you guys back. Downer Daryl can leave as he pleases, though. He seems like he wants gone already. I told you, Corey fired me. That's why I'm gone. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Congratulations to everybody on another successful podcast. And we're so happy to have Alexa back. Thank you so much, Alexa.
Wow. I love the O'Reilly Auto Parts review section. That is my favorite.
You know, speaking of O'Reilly, Lauren, tell us more about it.
Okay. Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and no guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
One final note, Corey. My headlight on my 4Runner was out.
Yep.
And I was very, very concerned that I'm going to get pulled over and get a ticket or something, you know? So I zipped into the O'Reilly Auto Parts because, you know, sponsor your podcast. It's the Corey Show, and I wanted to support you. And I go in and I say, I had a mask on. I said, I need a headlight for a 4Runner. And he said, what? And I said, I need a headlight for a 4Runner, and put my mask back on. And he got it for me. And I went outside and turned my lights on so I could see. And I reached in there, and when I went to take out what I thought was the burnt out bulb, it turned back on. What's this all about?
So the connection was just loose. Must have. You jiggled it and hit with a hammer.
$15. Now what am I going to do? I have an extra headlight.
Hold it for when it dies between now and whenever it, I don't know, ever does. But
do I use my left hand or my right hand for the jiggle when I'm reaching in there?
I don't think you've probably done it before, so you're probably better at it than I am.
My hands are too big to fit down there, Corey. You know?
You got some bear mitts. I don't know if it probably works in tight spaces.
Well, that's all I know, folks. 2 more episodes of Sunday Money, and we're so excited. Corey, thoughts and prayers with you this week as you work it out there at the racetrack and kill those hours.
Yeah, send help. I'm barely surviving, barely getting by.
If you guys want to see Corey, he'll be doing an appearance aisle 7 at Buc-ee's this afternoon in the Dallas, Texas area.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
All right, be good, guys.
See ya.